What's the importance of it being on social media?
That's the way everybody finds people. That's the way everyone communicates. It's just essential these days. You cannot grow well without it. I don't touch um, corporate businesses, so busy, snobby men in suits, that's not for me. It's because it was never on the cards. I'm a dancer. All the platforms want you to use everything they're trying to give you. So there's a new trial reels that's just come out. They want you to use that because they've put it there for a reason. So we follow a very simple framework that
Okay.
it can go very, very deep, but it's essentially socials, systems, support. My three
3 S's.
S's. And then COVID came. And
Right.
COVID
Yeah. Yeah.
was a blessing in disguise. I label myself as a nurturer. I'm a
Hmm.
real nurturing person. I love to take someone that's in a struggle. I love to give them everything I possibly can and watch them grow and blossom. And
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Entrepreneur Insights. This week's guest, we have Jess Keane, and she's going to tell us all about her business, where it started from, where she is, and what it's taken her to get where she is today. Okay, how are you doing, Jess?
I'm good, thank you. Who are you?
Okay, good. Okay, so first of all, tell us about your business. Tell us who you are and what your business is.
So I'm Jess, and I started Elevate in 2021. We
Yep.
launched in April, just coming out of COVID.
Okay.
So Elevate is a business where me and my team, we essentially give business owners freedom. So we take on their back end jobs, all the tasks that they hate doing, they don't like doing, they don't understand. We do all that for them, the social media, their automation, their admin, so that they have time in their business to do what they want to be doing.
Okay. What made you start this business?
Okay, so
the
I
minute,
I
minute,
actually
the minute someone says, "All right, it does this," that means there's a story coming. I love this. Yeah, go for it.
it's because it was never on the cards. I I'm a dancer in my past life.
Yeah.
So yeah, since I could walk. My mum's a dance teacher. She's had her school for 35 years. So I was born into dance
Hmm.
and naturally good at it, naturally enjoyed it, naturally just fitted into that world and trained all my life. Went off to performing arts college at the age of 16, with the dream of dancing for Sean Paul and Missy Elliott in their
Oh,
videos and on
when
their
you
stages.
say yeah, that's brilliant. When you say dancer, what type of dancer? What type of dancer are we talking about here? Groups,
So I did
individual?
lots of different styles. So
Okay.
yeah, commercial, contemporary, ballet, tap, modern, jazz.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
And how
that.
far did you go in it?
So I went off to performing arts college. I was there for nearly 3 years, but I left before graduating because I realised that that wasn't the world I was meant to be in. I was
Right.
getting really bad anxiety and just one day just couldn't bring myself to actually go in.
What
So
to the dance lessons, or
yeah, into the actual building and not
right?
not because it was a terrible place, but just because I knew that that wasn't my world. I wasn't fitting in
Okay.
properly. And
Okay.
so I left there to
Mm.
my parents' horror. They weren't too pleased with me at that time.
Not if they invested
Because
all of.
that's all I knew. That's all I wanted to do.
Mm.
I was useless at school because all I wanted to do was dance.
Right.
So it was kind of like, well, if you leave, what are you going to do?
Mm.
So I stayed. This was in Essex, so I live in Cambridgeshire. But I left, and when I was 16, lived in Essex to go to college, and I stayed there, and I got a job, started paying my way in the world, and eventually, so I met my partner, and we ended up living back here and started teaching for my mum.
Right.
Um,
Teaching. What was you teaching?
Teaching dance, so
Okay.
it didn't all go to waste.
Yeah. 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 Okay. So
So
you carried on teaching dance. Yeah.
started teaching at her school and thought, right, this is it. I found my place. This is what I need to do in life.
Mm, mm.
And thought that was my calling. Because at that time I was actually suffering really bad with anxiety and depression at the time.
Okay,
And
when you say, sorry to cut you, when you say you're suffering with anxiety and depression, from what? What caused that?
I believe I have always just had anxiety built in me.
Okay.
I think I was just an anxious child. I was an anxious person, and I still have it to this day. I just manage it better. But I can go off on a whole little tangent with that maybe in a little while. But the depression side of things, I realized. So when I'd started teaching, it almost just miraculously disappeared. And I
Right.
thought that it was because I'd found my purpose. And I believe that and to this day, I haven't felt depressed since. And I do believe I just didn't have anybody that needed me. And I've always had this thing inside me that I think I need to be needed. And
It-
so teaching the children and having that connection with the children and inspiring them and having someone that they looked up to as a good role model, that was like my duty.
right.
And yeah, I found people that needed me. I made a difference to someone, and it was like waving a magic wand, and it
Mm.
just
So
disappeared.
would you say that you are probably then a giver rather than a taker?
Oh,
Mm.
100%. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
definitely a
Okay.
giver. But I label myself as a nurturer. I'm a
Mm.
real nurturing person. I love to take someone that's in a struggle. I love to give them everything I possibly can and watch them grow and blossom and see them just absolutely thrive. And that was what I got with my students when I was teaching, but now I have it with my clients as well. So
So that's brilliant. So what? So you made it. You was teaching, and that was good. That gave you inspiration. That inspired you, obviously. All right. You thought you found your calling, and so you moved from teaching. What did you do after that? Was it directly into
no, I didn't
okay?
intend on moving teaching. So I had
Mm.
children, my daughter in 2014. And very soon realized that parenting was number one, and the other children had to take a little back step, which I always thought of them as my children. But then when I had my own child, it was like, yeah, parenting is number one now.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
obviously, teaching was after school hours, so I'd have to bring my daughter with me. My
Mhm.
partner used to work like late hours and everything, so
Mhm.
she used to have to come with me to the studio.
Okay.
So she wasn't having a proper meal. We weren't having the bath time routine. Some nights I'd chuck her in the car to go home. She'd fall asleep and we wouldn't get her teeth brushed.
Chucker
And it
in the
was
car.
just, it was like, it was the guilt. I mean, there's teachers still do exactly that.
Mm.
Um, and I admire them for being able to do that and feel strong enough to do that, because I know they carry guilt as well for doing that. And
Right.
I couldn't hack it.
Okay.
So I again started developing this anxiety about going in.
Let's
And
come back
it's
to
a
it.
key thing in my life, this anxiety cropping up.
It sounds like.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, I was feeling anxious about going in. I was starting to resent the job. And then COVID came. And
Right.
COVID
Yeah. Yeah.
was a blessing in disguise for
Right.
me at that time.
So what happened during the spat of COVID? Because it was about 2 years, isn't it? 2 years COVID hit.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, about a year and a half
Yeah. Yeah.
properly, I think that. But yes, we obviously were all trapped inside.
Hmm.
Dance lessons had to go online. And while that was okay and it got us through, it made me realize I don't want to go back. I don't want to do that life. As
Dancing
much as
is
I did love it,
right.
yeah, it made me realize this is where I need to be. I need to be at home. I was suddenly anxiety free, and I did a whole bunch of training in COVID to do what to do what I thought I was going to be doing. So initially, I launched Elevate as a virtual assistant, because over the years working for my mum at her dance school, I wasn't just teaching. I really helped to develop her school as a business. So I took on her social media, the website, all the sort of back end things, and realized actually I was really good at it. I really enjoyed it, and I was winging it. I had no training. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just seemed to
Right.
be doing it right,
Hmm.
and it was good. And I thought I could do that for tons of other dance schools. Um, So did a bunch of training and launched April 2021 as a virtual assistant to dance schools initially, and it's evolved from there.
Brilliant. So you started off utilizing in COVID your skills that you found that you could help businesses, yeah, develop their social media presence. Is that, I would say, is that right? Is it social media presence
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a bit
social
more?
media, and then sort of the all the other nitty-bitty things that they hate doing.
Right. And
The
so okay, and so you've had no training, so you basically trained yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and online courses during COVID.
Okay. So you've done online courses, and then you developed this a business strategy.
It wasn't labeled that at the time.
Okay. What? So
So
tell me, how did you go about it?
so in my head it was, I mean,
In my head.
compared to what I know now, I knew nothing.
Right.
It all just panned out right. It was all so organic and natural.
Okay.
And I thought, right, my little boy starts school in September.
Hmm.
Was it September the following year? It was September the following year. It was meant to be 2022. He started school.
Right.
So I had like a year and a half that I thought that I could, right, I'll start this, I'll see how it goes. But when he goes to school, I'll start like doing it properly. And I'd set myself a target. Don't ask me what it was, but a financial target and how many clients I wanted and everything. And thought, oh yeah, that'd be good. And I smashed that in 3 months, and I had to get a member of staff and create a team because I think I was right place. I probably don't give myself enough credit, but I think I was right place, right time, and just the right person doing the right
Mm.
thing, and it just boomed straight away. So
Okay. So let's just delve into that. What is the process that you do for businesses? Okay, I'm starting a business. I ain't got a clue about social media, right? This is hypothetical talk, right? I come to you, Jess. Jess, please help me. What are you going to say to me?
So we follow a very simple framework that
Okay.
it can go very, very deep, but it's essentially socials, systems, support. My three
Three
S's.
S's. Hmm.
Three S's. So basically, because obviously the passion behind Elevate is to set the business owner free, give them the freedom to focus on, because we work with passion-led business owners. So the dance teachers, obviously, it's now evolved into sort of aesthetics, salons, fitness, wellness, people that are really passionate about what they do, and
Okay.
they want to be doing that. They don't want to be doing these bits. So we give them that freedom. But by just taking on your social media, it'll help, but it's not the whole package. It's
Right.
just a part of the puzzle. So
Hmm.
by covering the socials, the systems, and the support, and having all that work together, you'll get the freedom that you need to thrive in the business and in life.
Okay. Okay. I understand that, but I'm going to give you a scenario, and the scenario will be me. All right. I'm a comedian. All right. I'm on social medias. I can't do the shit well. Jess, help me out. What are you going to do for me?
Well, do you want to learn and do it yourself, or do
No,
you?
no, I ain't got no time to do it myself. I'm
You're
too
not got no
busy
time.
writing. And truthfully, I want you just to tell me what you're going to do for me to make me bang blow even more.
Well, we basically can do full management, so we take on absolutely everything down
Okay.
to from your posts, your reels, to engagement, research, and diving really in deep to get in front of the right audience and make them fall in love with you.
Well, I mean, thank you, but they already do. But no. That's a great value. And do you do that type of thing for all companies? This is the same sort of like structured procedure for all
Yeah,
companies,
yeah,
right?
it's quite transferable. Obviously, different industries have their quirks and their little, yeah, quirks, I guess. Things that work for them, things that don't work for them.
Right.
Um, but yeah, essentially, it's quite transferable to any business. But we like to. I don't touch um, corporate businesses, so busy, snobby men in suits. That's not for me. So I
All
like
right. Okay. No.
creatives,
Okay. Okay. So,
creatives, and
so
people with passion.
and people with passion. The name Elevate,
Elevate.
Elevate. How did that come about? The name.
So back in my teaching days,
I know you
I had a
did.
competition team, and I actually thought that I might call the competition team Elevate It was just in dance terms, to get off the floor, to jump, to leap, to jeter, you elevate. And obviously that works as a business sort of saying as well. You want to elevate your business, you want to elevate life. Like, it's all about elevate. And I didn't brainstorm anything. I had the name and I put it out there and I created my logo and job done. It was so easy and organic. Yeah.
So I like that you keep referring to the word. I'm getting feedback from you. Yeah, I don't know. So I like you keep referring back to the word organic, because it seems like you're doing everything on a natural level. All right.
I can't be fake.
Sorry?
I can't be fake.
You can't be
It's
fake.
just nothing about me or anything I do is fake. So.
Okay. So when businesses come to you, right, and say to you, why socials? Why? What's the importance of it being on social media?
That's the way everybody finds people. That's the way everyone communicates. It's just essential these days. You cannot grow well without it.
Okay.
It's just an essential.
Is it okay? Are you telling me, or you're actually telling me you can't grow well? Is that what you're saying to me, or is
Yeah,
it something?
you can't.
Okay.
It's. I mean, there may be the odd person that might be able to do. I don't know, but I think unless you've got a pre-built good presence elsewhere, you maybe you need to tinkle and have a bit of a presence on social media. But I think in order to grow, it has to be, and especially for creative people,
Right.
you've got to have that presence on social media to demonstrate where that creativity is coming from.
So you started from yourself, and now you've got a team of how many?
5.
And they all kept busy on a daily basis, or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you look after how many clients do you have?
Well, it depends on. So we've got people that we do sort of the odd jobs for, and they sort of stay on our books and get in touch every now and then when they need some things. And then we've got people that are on monthly. But I'd say since starting to now, we've easily worked with sort of 200, 250 people.
And that's in the space of.
It's nearly 4 years. Before our 4-year anniversary in April.
Wow. Is there a price structure for this? Or
there
how
is.
does it, yeah, okay. How does
but
that
it depends. It depends what you're after. Social media.
Again, okay. We'll give you a scenario to make it more easier. Okay, my YouTube channel is great, right? It's growing. I had for example, I had about 3 weeks ago, I had 30 subscribers. Now I've got 3,700 subscribers, right?
Yes,
And that's organic. That's organic. I was going to say to you, I don't know what I did. I do know what I did. I started to post more. I started to take an interest in it. But I'm saying, all right, my Instagram, I started off on, I don't know, I think it was 1,000, but now I've got 10,000. Now, don't ask me what I'm doing on Instagram, but I'm just posting clips of myself. Now, say if I said to you, all right, Jess, listen, I need to break it into the big world, and I want my Instagram to at least have 50,000 plus followers. How can you help me, Jess?
Engagement, massive thing, which, like you just said, you are trying hard, you're making them, like, you're being there, you're using it. And that is exactly key. You've got to use it. If you don't use it, it's just going to stagnate. And all the platforms want you to use everything they're trying to give you. So there's a new trial reels that's just come out. They want you to use that because they've put it there for a reason. And people that tick all the boxes, they use all the features, even down to stickers on stories on Instagram. Any feature they give you, you tick all those boxes and they're going to love you and they're going to push you out to more eyeballs. You're going to have a bigger audience and more followers, more likes.
But you see, you make it sound so simple. But for the person who's watching this, who's been struggling for how many years, but then again, that's why they want to use you, isn't it?
There's that, but there's also, like I said, social media is just a piece of the puzzle.
Oh, there's more to it?
Once you've got the whole thing working together, it works like a machine, and then it is easy.
Right. Obviously, we're going to have to talk off air, Jess. Let's make this work a bit more easier. But for the viewing public, all right, for the viewing people
Yeah.
that was watching, is how do first of all, how do you go about getting your clients,
Me personally.
your business?
So I do really well through networking events personally. I use it as having a presence. I do enjoy Instagram and I do use my stories quite a lot. I get engagement through my stories more than anything.
Mhm,
But that's also because that's what I prefer to do over anything else. So that's where I'm more active. Um, but yeah, personally for my business, networking. So I get to know people and I build relationships that way. They take an interest or we talk about it. We want to stay connected and they start following me through social media
mhm.
from our conversations in person or over webinars, trainings online networking events. It's not all face to face, but
Oh, so
yeah.
okay, so you actually do courses online yourself?
Yes, I'm actually holding a
Wow,
webinar tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the
wow,
morning, if you want to
wow,
come.
wow, wow. This is. And how did that come about? Because is this again something that you just develop yourself organically?
Yeah. So I do, for all of our social media clients, we hold an
Mm,
online social media strategy call every month because
right.
that's how we sort of communicate. We get the information that we need to build their calendars and their content for the month ahead. So it kind of started that way. Like I give sort of an online presentation as such, um, that way to clients. And then I thought, well, let's get that out to more people and educate them at the same time.
Hmm.
So I hold them. I'm going to start holding them twice a month. At the minute, it's once a month, but going to start trying to do those twice a month. Um, yeah.
Okay. Again, we have to go back to this. How important is content then, and how do people find content? Because that's, I think a lot of people will struggle to find content. So how would you get that for them or for the individuals?
What do you mean? How do we?
Right. Like for instance, okay, again, we're going to go back to me because I'm here and use me as a
Yeah,
scenario.
go for it.
I'm a stand-up comedian, all right? I perform all over the place, all over the world. I can post clips, but then you say, people might say, well, I don't want to see comedy. I want to see you. How do you go about finding content for me?
Okay. So not just you on stage, more of
Yeah.
the real you.
Well, the real me is on stage.
Just
What you see is what you get. But yeah, go on.
yeah, so in your natural environment or such.
Yeah, yeah, but that's right. Yeah.
So that would be definitely one for stories, and that's what I tend to
Mm,
do because
mm,
people don't buy into what you do necessarily. They buy into you as a person and
right.
how you make them feel. So putting across your personality and your quirks and your humor, but
Hmm.
naturally rather than as a performance, naturally they're going to connect with you much better. So for you, I would say definitely stories. Definitely
Okay.
see you on
Okay.
your stories, show them behind the stage, behind the
Mm,
scenes,
mm.
you in your home, what you do on a daily basis.
Fuck all. No, no. I mean, but I do what I'm saying. But so it works. That means that your industry seems to work for well for people who are, yeah, creators. Okay, what do you prefer to work with? Because you said you don't like corporate, but do you like businesses or do you like? Oh,
Yeah,
obviously we know you.
definitely businesses. Yeah,
Right, right,
sort of small to medium sized businesses,
right.
but in the industry of something creative, whether it's a
Creative.
PT or someone with an aesthetics salon
Right,
or a dance school. I mean, dance schools
right.
create the best content,
Yeah, yeah,
and like
yeah,
yourself, even
yeah.
because you've got great content, you've got a performance,
Mm, mm,
you've got that presence.
mm,
So
mm. Okay. I see. What I was
and
trying to edge from you is a price range. Is like, am I going to use her or not? What's this price range? Hey, Peter, £3,000. What? No. Is there? That's why I was asking you. Is there a structure here for? Because some people might not have a lot of money. So how would you work around that? Do you do
yeah,
bespoke work? Do you?
so we have set packages. We've got tiered, so monthly packages are tiered. We've got a lower level, a medium, and a high level. And I've got two one-off packages, so you're not tied into something monthly as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the one-off packages start, I think it's 397, I want to say.
Okay.
And monthly packages start from £4.97.
What do you get for the 397?
8 or 12 posts out of that. You get a bunch of templates that then you can customize and use for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I am recently just started a new business called Bubble Content. So it hasn't launched yet, but it's where we've found a lot of clients come to us with not very good content. So when it comes to their pictures or their videos, it's blurry, pixelated, really bad lighting, or they just don't have anything at all when we're using stock images. And I
Right,
thought,
right.
right, there's a problem here and I know how to fix it. So I'm launching Bubble, which is where I have a photographer and videographer who we go to their location, and we film all their content for them and take all the pictures so that we've got really good stuff to use.
That's what I'm talking about. See, we got there in the end. Maybe it was my questioning, but what I wanted it to come from you. You see, so good. So we got a person who is not familiar with social medias, right? So we probably talk about, there's another thing. Is there an age group that you prefer to work with on this?
No, anywhere from sort of 20s, sort of early starting out business, up until I wouldn't some of my clients, but mature, let's say.
Yeah, look, I got to
Because
tell you why.
I love either.
Yeah, right. The reason why I asked you that question is I find that the youngsters are well into the social medias, but the older generation, I would have said from about 40 years upwards, are not savvy with it, but they need it. And I would have thought, oh, you're a great person for them to be in contact with, because you would now take that away from them and probably just give them directions of what they need to do.
You'll find that there's obviously younger people tend to be more savvy with it, and they know certain things. But it still comes down to the fact that they don't want to be doing it and they don't have the time, because that's not what their business is about.
I get that.
So we have the younger clients as well, but it's really interesting the differences between the age groups as well, because like you said, the older ones, they generally just say, I don't want to know, just do what you know that you need to do and just tell me what you need, because they don't know the technical terms. Like, even if I said, oh, put this on your stories, they'll go,
what story?
Like, you want me to read you a book? Like, they don't know the language.
I get it.
Not all of them, obviously. Some of them I can't categorize too heavily, but yeah, the younger ones, but neither of them are none of them are easier or harder to work with. It's very they're just all so different. I can't put sort of people in a category. They are very, very different and interesting.
I think you found a very good niche here. You know, I think you found something that a lot of people will be really, really interested in. How do you go about getting people to find you?
Me as a person?
Well, the business.
The business. Me or the business?
Steady, yes. We're on camera. No, what I'm trying to say is basically, people need to try and find you. So they're not computer savvy, so they can't find you on the computer, but they need someone like you in their life. All right. How does one say, I need a Jess in my life, I need to elevate business in my life? How would I find you?
A lot of the time would be recommendations, word of mouth, which is amazing. I love that. A lot of the time as well is social media. So if you type certain things up, we do tend to pop up. And then there's Google as well. Like, if people are going to Google something, you need to make sure your SEO is on point for your website, so that they will find you if they're going to type you into Google as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So me personally, if they want to find me on Instagram, type in Jess Keen, or you can type in Elevate Business and we'll pop straight to the top. That's probably the best way, because that's where I'm most active, but I am on LinkedIn, Facebook, and also Google. Type it into Google and you'll find the website. But
under your name, or under your name, Jess, or under Elevate?
I'd say Elevate, probably. Elevate Business Development Services.
That's right, Elevate Business Development Services.
If you type it into Google, but go for Instagram, because then you'll get the real me.
Oh, I thought we were getting now. So where do you plan on taking this business? because it's like I
global.
said to you. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, no, that's great.
Yeah,
And
I mean, so I'm really where I've got the two businesses now. So we've got Elevate and we've got Bubble, but I'm also working on my personal brand and taken out a coaching course recently, a coaching program in speaking. So I am going on to stages and speaking in front of people. That's sort of my next mission, which will then help me take Elevate and Bubble to. So we cover all around the UK at the moment, but I'm hoping to get to Dubai, Australia, and America. They're sort of my
okay,
top three.
okay,
And we'll get there. But
okay.
speaking on stages is sort of my goal at the moment to help spread the love globally.
Right. And this is to elevate your business. Hey, look at that. There's a pun. This is to elevate your business and to get people to understand that, look, we can make your social presence, or shall I say, your awareness on social media on a bigger scale than what you're doing at the moment. And all you need to do is contact us and we can help you to achieve that. And you want to do that globally. Yeah?
Yeah, but it's not just the socials. The passion behind it is the freedom. I want everyone to be successful.
There you go.
So by having all of the back end sorted out, they've got the freedom to make themselves successful rather than getting caught up in working on the business in the business.
Right,
They want to be.
absolutely brilliant. Yes, this is Jess Keen, and she's Elevate Business and Bubble. So basically, if you are one of those people who was like me about 6 months ago, lazy, couldn't be bothered to do anything, but you needed someone to do it, this is the person that you need to speak to. She's great on social medias, as she just told you, and her business is growing in the space of what, 4 years? You've got 4 members of staff. Some people don't even have 1, but you've got 4. Let's have your social handles again, please, Jess.
So elevate.business _ is the Instagram handle.
Right.
Typing in Jess Keen or Elevate Business in the search bars will pop up.
Absolutely brilliant. Benjamin, thank you for watching Entrepreneur Insights with our wonderful guest, Jess. We shall see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe.